This, as I said, is the story of the unluckiest rabbit, and it begins as all my stories do. Once upon a Toon. Once upon a Toon, there was a rabbit. Now, this was a particular kind of rabbit. This was one of those whiny, crybaby, always complaining kind of rabbits. And one day he said to himself, "Oh, why am I so unlucky? I am the unluckiest creature in the whole wide world. I should be very lucky. After all, everybody knows that rabbit's feet are good luck, and I've got 4 rabbit's feet. I should be the luckiest creature in the whole wide world, but I'm not. I'm the unluckiest thing you ever did see. I wish there was something I could do, some way I could find my luck." And then he thought for a second. He said, "I know what I'll do. I'll go see the wise old owl." Now, for hundreds and hundreds of years, people have been talking about the wise old owl, and everybody talks about how wise and smart the owl is, and everybody says about the wise old owl, but nobody knows why the wise old owl is so wise, except for me. I think the reason the owl is so wise is because he knows how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. But that's just a guess. So, the rabbit decided to set out into the world to find his luck. Now, the rabbit wandered all over through the woods, and as he came to the very edge of the woods, there was a large rock, a huge boulder, and from behind that boulder, he heard a ferocious growl that sounded like this. Growl. Wasn't much of a growl. And from behind that rock jumped a ferocious bear. Well, he wasn't much of a bear. And the rabbit took one look at him and said, "What on earth are you?" He said, "I am a ferocious bear. Growl." "You're not much of a bear," said the rabbit. And the bear said to the rabbit, "Rabbit, what brings you out into the woods?" And the rabbit said, "I'm on my way to see the wise old owl. I'm the unluckiest creature to ever live, and I'm going to ask the owl how I can find my luck." And the bear said, "Oh, would you do a favor for me? Would you ask the owl why I'm so scrawny and weak? I should be big and strong, mean and ferocious, but I'm not. I'm the scrawniest, weakest bear you ever did see. Would you find out why?" And the rabbit said, "I will do that. I will ask the owl." And the rabbit hopped along his way. Now he continued deeper and deeper into the woods, and this time he came across a little tree. And he looked at the little tree and said, "What on earth are you?" And the tree said, "I am a mighty oak tree." The rabbit said, "You're not much of a tree." And the tree said, "Rabbit, what brings you out into the woods?" And the rabbit said, "I am on my way to see the wise old owl. And when I find him, I'm going to ask him how I can find my luck. I'm the unluckiest creature in the whole wide world. And I'm going to find out why the bear is so scrawny and weak." Well, the tree said, Would you do a favor for me? Would you ask the owl why I'm so small? I should be big and tall, 100 feet in the air like my brothers, but I'm not. I'm the tiniest tree you ever did see. Would you find out why?" And the rabbit said, "I will do that. I will ask the owl." And the rabbit hopped along his way. Now this time, he came upon not a bear or a tree, but a beautiful castle. And inside that castle, there was a princess. But not just any kind of princess. It was a bunny princess. And the princess said, "Oh, rabbit, rabbit, hello, how are you? Oh, come join me for lunch." And the rabbit sat down with the bunny, and they sit and talked for a little while. And the princess said, "Rabbit, what brings you out into the woods?" And the rabbit said, "What brings me out in the woods? Well, I am on my way to see the wise old owl. And when I find him, I'm going to ask him how I can find my luck. I am the unluckiest creature in the whole wide world. And I'm also going to ask why the bear is so scrawny and weak. And I'm going to ask why the tree is so small. Well, the princess said, Could you do a favor for me? Could you ask the owl why I'm so sad all the time? I should be very happy. I'm a beautiful princess and I have this wonderful castle and all the carrots I could ever want, but I'm sad all the time. Would you find out why? And the rabbit said, I will do that. I will ask the owl. And the rabbit continued on his way. Well, it had been a long, long journey. But at last, there at the other side of the woods, he saw who? 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 I know, that's what I'll say. I'll say who. And the owl said, Who are you? And the rabbit said, I am the unluckiest rabbit in the whole wide world. And the owl said, What? What do you want? And the rabbit said, I want to know how I can find my luck. Well, the owl thought for a minute. He said, Rabbit, listen very carefully, very carefully. I want you to go back the way you came, exactly the way you came. And on your way back home, you will find your luck. Well, the rabbit was so excited he almost hopped off, but then he remembered to ask about the bear, the tree, and the princess. He got the answers to their questions as well, and then he started on his way back home exactly the way he came. Now, on his way back home, the first one he ran into was the bunny princess. Do you remember the princess? I knew you would. And the princess said, Rabbit, did you find the answer to your question? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl told me hop back the way you came and I would find my luck. And the princess said, And did you find out why I'm so sad all the time? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl told me that the reason you're so sad is because you're lonely. You just need a friend to keep you company, someone to talk to at the castle and help eat all those carrots. Well, the princess said, You know, Rabbit, it's been very nice having you here to talk to, and Rabbit, you do like carrots, and Rabbit, why don't you stay here with me? We could have all the carrots we could ever want. We could be married. You could be my prince. We could live in this wonderful castle, and the two of us will live happily ever after. And the rabbit said, No way. I can't sit around eating carrots all day and being a prince. I gotta find my luck. So long. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya. And he hopped along his way. Now, the next one he ran into was the little tree. Do you remember the little tree? I knew that you would. And little tree saw the rabbit and said, Rabbit, did you find the answers to your question? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl told me hop back the way I came and I would find my luck, but I haven't found anything yet. Well, let me ask you this. Did you find out why I'm so small and tiny? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl said, the reason you're so small is there's something blocking your roots from growing. All you got to do is dig it up and you'll grow big and tall. Well, the tree said, I can't really dig, Rabbit. Could you dig it up for me? Rabbit said, sure. And he dug, and he dug, and he dug, and he dug, and then boom, he hit something. He pulled it up. It was a large chest, a trunk. And the tree said, Oh, Rabbit, open it. I want to see what's inside. And when they opened the trunk, it was filled with gold and silver and diamonds. And the tree said, Oh, Rabbit, look, it's a beautiful treasure. But Rabbit, I have no use for a treasure. I'm a tree. I'm going to be here for 100 years and grow big and tall, just like my brothers. Rabbit, you take the treasure. And the rabbit said, No way. I can't be dragging around a bunch of gold and silver and diamonds. I gotta find my luck. So long. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya. And he hopped along his way. Now, the next one he ran into was the bear. Do you remember the bear? I knew that you would. And the bear saw the rabbit and said, Rabbit, did you find the answer to your question? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl told me to hop back the way I came and I would find my luck, but I haven't found a single thing. And the bear said, And did you find out why I'm so scrawny and weak? Rabbit said, I sure did. The owl said the reason you're so scrawny and weak is because you're hungry and you should eat the first fool that comes along. And that's exactly what he did. And nobody ever saw that rabbit again. But he did find his luck, but it was all bad. And they all lived happily ever after, except for the rabbit. The end. And that is the story of the unluckiest rabbit.